And so now we're moving to Continuum. Carissa Mondavi, thanks for being here.
So it sold in '04, and all the vineyards were gone. My grandfather was still alive. He's like, I don't have a vine to my name. What's this next step? What are we doing? And so he was a part of all the first conversations for Continuum. And my dad, in my dad's lifetime, my dad was interestingly also 53, had 3 decades of experience, and he set his sights to the hills because in his lifetime, amazing things had started happening in the hills where you have leaner soils, much smaller yields. You couldn't have justified it 50 years prior. Everything was much closer to commodity pricing, so the slightly bigger yields you get on the valley floor were important for survival. But the advantage of how the industry has advanced, you get something really extraordinary from the hillsides, as we've talked about. So where we are in the Pritchard Hill area, we have rocky volcanic soils, about 2 to 5 feet of depth before you hit this fractured andesite lava flow. And where our vines take root in the top soils, it's basically been oxidized over 4 million years. It's a fairly young soil series. And that's what and mixing with the organic matter. So it's this iron-rich, nutrient-lean, mineral-rich soil that really gives incredible distinction to the wines. So our site goes from 1,300 feet to 1,600 feet with diverse exposures. So westerly exposures, southerly exposures with some eastern aspects, southwest, northwest. We have in total 173 acres, 71 of which are dedicated to vines that comprise 48 different vineyard blocks. And so this feels like the sweet spot that allows us to have replantings while keeping ideal vine age for Continuum, because older vines have greater stories to tell. My dad is always saying, vines, wines, and people have a lot in common. The good get better with time. So he's always reminding me this, that he knows best. And so I think that's true. This last vintage, 2024, wildly, was our 20th vintage of Continuum, which I can't even believe. And yeah, the 23 vintage will be my dad's 50th. The 21 was the second year of an extreme drought. We only got 12 inches of rain, at least our what we capture on the site was only 12 inches of rain. And so that does put the vines in distress, but I think everything we've been doing in terms of caring for all the soil health, and we're also, another thing that's amazing about where we are is we're nested in the native vegetation that belongs to that site. So that gives health and biodiversity to our vineyards, but it also has this incredible native, arid climate scrub brush, so like sage and bay laurel is among it and grows in abundance, and you smell it in the heat of the growing season. The vines smell it too, so these essences literally populate on the skins of the berries and imbue this gorgeous savory expression to the wine, in addition to the beautiful iron core, and those volcanic soils give more high-tone red fruit, in addition to the range of blue and black fruit that you also see in this wine. So we keep it on the lees. We rack sparingly. It's an arid climate. We have gorgeous airflow. The skins are really healthy, and we love what they imbue of our site into the wine. So we only rack once or twice, only at blending and bottling, because we believe the lees nourishes the wine and helps to give life and energy, and protects the wine. So, and I think truly what my father set out for us to do is have a self-contained estate, have a dedicated team in the vineyards who year in, year out are helping us to realize and optimize the character potential of every little nook and cranny and every vine, truly. And so we have an inspired and talented team who's helping us to realize this. And I think every year that we're there, we are in a better position to honor it. And I think the 21 is the latest, greatest expression of that. And so yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Carissa. That's great.
Forgot to mention, the 21 is 45% Cabernet Sauvignon, 35% Cabernet Franc, 11% Merlot, and 9% Petit Verdot. So yeah, we have, and I think we'll be increasing our amount of Cabernet Franc, and part of that is because it grows really beautifully there. You get beautiful maturity. It has a really fresh, beautiful expression of our site, but it also is really weathers sort of the slings and arrows that the the weather, the climate chaos can turn at us really well. So it's helping us to have a lot of confidence in that. But it does just have this beautiful generosity and brightness that is, I think, super special and distinctive to that area. But before passing this on, I wanted to touch on the elevation component because that having that gentle morning light, we feel that it helps to shift the vine earlier. It keeps the vine in this more optimal physiological ripening zone, and hence more layers, more delicacy, more steady evolution of the phenolics. So that's part of why that area is so special. And also the lean soils give us these very thick skins so that you hear these firm mountain tannins. All of that, I think, is part of why that area is so incredibly special.